We may experience discrimination in every aspect of life when we least expect it. We must continue the struggle against the discrimination that we experience, for the legal protection of our rights and the effective use of legal remedies. Many international conventions have guaranteed the prohibition of discrimination. Turkey also undertook that it will adhere to the prohibition of discrimination as a party to some of these conventions within the scope of preventing discrimination. Meanwhile, Turkey has made arrangements within the scope of the principle of equality and non-discrimination in its domestic law. Do you know what to do when you experience discrimination? There are various institutions where you can apply against the discrimination you have experienced. Before applying to these institutions, you should remember that factual information about the situation in which you suffered discrimination and such evidence are essential for the investigation and trial phases. If you want to get help with your application, you can apply to non-governmental organizations or bar associations working on this subject and request legal support. This way, the relevant organizations will support you in your application process free of charge. You can apply to all these application mechanisms personally. First of all, you can file a criminal complaint to the Chief Public Prosecutor's offices and file a lawsuit in the courts regarding the discrimination you suffered. You can apply to the prosecutor's offices by going to the nearest one or the police station stating that you have a complaint. It will be useful to include your evidence and other information that will help with evidence collection, including witnesses. It is important to request a copy of proof of receipt of your application so you can monitor its progress. You can also apply to the Human Rights and Equality Institution of Turkey, TİHEK, and Ombudsman regarding the incident in which you are discriminated against. It is possible to make these applications over the internet. If your complaint to the prosecutor's office regarding the discrimination you suffered has a negative or inconclusive result, you can apply to the Constitutional Court after exhausting the relevant legal remedies. Unfortunately, in the Human Rights and Equality Institution of Turkey, TİHEK law, there are a limited number of grounds for discrimination. Therefore, it is unfortunately problematic to apply to TİHEK in terms of some frequently encountered grounds of discrimination. If you think you have been discriminated against because of one of the grounds not listed therein, you can make these applications based on international conventions and the Constitution's equality article. You can also file a lawsuit and a criminal complaint depending on the type of incident. National legislation and implementation procedures regulated within this framework do not meet international standards. However, if you do not get a positive result by exhausting all domestic remedies, you can apply to the Constitutional Court to claim that the principle of equality has been violated. You can also seek your rights in international application mechanisms after exhausting domestic remedies. While all these processes continue, you can also get help from non-governmental organizations that fight against discrimination, such as the Society and Legal Studies Foundation, TOHAV, and the Association for Monitoring Equal Rights, ESHID. Know your rights, use the application mechanisms. Using anti-discrimination application mechanisms will not only protect you, but may also prevent other crimes and violations of discrimination. Your struggle against discrimination is reflected in reports, statistics, and data. Thus, your applications also contribute to the determination of problem areas and the formation of remedial policies.